You and 50.1%, so slightly in the majority, dismissed her importance to the agency. Harley was annoyed she could not make you admit you were part of the pact in front of Tiffany. She loved that Bane was left behind at the convoy raid, allowing her to take control of the pact. Harley genuinely came to trust you after you exposed Catwoman as a thief of Riddler's laptop. Harley was heartbroken when you convinced John to subdue her. While she still works for the agency, Harley worries she's just another one of Waller's pawns. Agency asset. Waller. Amanda Waller.
Thunderbolt! I'm the whole goddamn hurricane!
Yeah. I am happily in the minority of this one. Director of the agency, Amanda Waller. You and 40.2% of players remain in a stalemate with her. Waller was furious that you tampered with her witness after Riddler first resurfaced in Gotham. She disapproved of you calling Gordon after your first fight with Bane. Waller was thankful that you maintained your cover with a pact for as long as you could. She declared you an enemy of the state for siding with John Doe at the Gotham Bridge. Though your stalemate with Waller stands, she left Gotham as your enemy. And I'm okay with that. Jim, oh.
Some safety is slipping out from under me and I can't stand it.
Partners. Jim's my partner, even though I'm not Batman anymore. Maybe I can, maybe we can finally reveal our secret to him now that we're no longer Batman and come clean. You and 59.6% of players accepted Gordon's apology. Gordon was humbled that you would trust him with your secret association with Lucius Fox. When Waller berated you for tampering with her witness, Maury, Gordon supported you. He felt trusted when you called him following Bane's initial attack. Gordon felt sick that he demanded you give up Catwoman to a GCPD ambush. He was grateful when you forgave him for losing his self-control and letting Waller get to him. Good on you, Jim. Definitely like you in your casual wear. Oh, here we go. Here's a minority. Definitely a minority report here.
I weighed my options and what can I say? I don't like to lose.
And I'm perfectly fine being in the minority for this one. Agency asset Catwoman. You and 35.1%, so a little bit more than a third, of players made no deal with Waller on Selina's behalf. After her return to Gotham, Selina was relieved when you said you thought redemption was possible. After you neglected to warn her about a GCPD ambush, Selina felt on edge around you. She was disappointed that you rejected her help in cracking Riddler's laptop. Selina felt betrayed when you blamed her for the theft of Riddler's laptop. You left Catwoman's fate up to Waller, and she reluctantly serves in the agency covert task force. If I was going to choose somebody to be in a relationship with Bruce, it would definitely be Avesta over Selina, for me, any day, because Avesta is just super awesome. And Selina is a very manipulative sexual assault person as far as I'm concerned, so hope she does better with that in the future.
I won't let you down.
Tiffany Fox. You and 80.6% of players took Tiffany under your wing. Tiffany felt betrayed when you admitted your involvement in Lucius's death. She was confused when you refused to admit your allegiance with Harley at her father's lab. After she realized you were working with the agency, she regretted calling the GCPD on you. She was at first confused, but then completely blown away when you told her you were Batman. Now Tiffany is repenting for the murder of Riddler under your watchful mentorship, even though I'm not Batman anymore. Avesta. Iman Avesta.
Criminally insane. You're drawn to them.
Coup.
Aren't you?
Wayne Enterprises. You and 54.9% of players asked her to come to work for you. Avesta was traumatized by Riddler's game and the loss of her hearing. She was thankful you let it slide when she admitted she revealed your secret identity to Waller. Avesta was intrigued that you trusted John Doe to find Harley after she escaped Sanctus. After helping you blackmail Waller, Avesta is hopeful about her new position at Wayne Enterprises. I would love to see more of Avesta in the next season. Alfred Pennyworth.
If a man hides in plain sight for that long, does he forget who he really is?
Wow, only 36.3% of players gave up the mantle of the Batman. After he watched the footage of Lucius's violent demise, Alfred was filled with vengeance. When you told Tiffany your secret, Alfred was relieved he no longer had to keep it from her. After collapsing in the Batcave, Alfred was distressed by your dismissal of his condition. He soon became gravely concerned by Batman's continued influence on the vigilante Joker. When you decided to give up the cowl, Alfred became cautiously optimistic about your shared future. Cool. Oh boy. Joker.
We're two threads in the same stitch, bound together, even under strain.
Well, Fallen Friend is better than Utter Enemies. I really am enjoying this a lot. I really, really care about, character relationships. I'm really glad that they're presenting this in this way. Fallen Friend. Again, better than Heated Enemies. You and 54% of players told Joker you were still friends. John was annoyed when you blew him off at Lucius' funeral, refusing to meet his friends. He was proud that he brought you into the pact, resulting in a successful raid on the agency convoy. John was grateful that you took his advice and blamed Catwoman for stealing Riddler's laptop. After you trusted in him in the funhouse, John devoted himself to helping you clean up Gotham. Joker thinks you as crazy as he is for considering yourselves friends. Did you save Willie or Agent Harrison? You and 14.5% of players hesitated during Bane's attack. I'm in the 14%. 70% of players saved Willie. 15% of players saved Agent Harrison. Wow, 70% saved Willie. And I hesitated. Did you take Tiffany to the field with you? You and 77.4% of players took Tiffany out into the field. I mean, that was definitely going to be a majority, if I ever did see one. Did you agree to hand over Joker to Waller? You and 68.5% of players refused to hand over Joker to Waller. And he still went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on us. Did you give up the cowl so Alfred would stay? You and 33.6% of players told Alfred you would give up being Batman. 5.7% of players refused to hear Alfred's last words. 58% of players chose never to give up being Batman. Wow. Which Joker did you defeat? You and 55.1% defeated Vigilante Joker. That's super cool. Photos collected. Aww. I don't know how I collected all these photos. Oh, because these are all the photos that we let John take. Aww. Cute. I love that. The first one, Joker looks so sad. So sad. Oh, here we are. Is this Joker being put in the Arkham Asylum? Why did we put him in there? He's not going to get actual help. They're not going to help him. They're just going to make him worse.
Visitor for John Doe.
Bruce!
Are we going to play chess? Can we play chess? That's so nice! Actually, that ended on a... I feel like that was a good ending. That was a happy ending. He came to go visit his friend. And the way that he said Bruce's name means that John actually still likes him as a friend. That's actually a really hopeful ending. I like that. I like that. Okay, I like that. That was really good. That was very good. I'm glad they were able to give us the ability to end the episode as friends. Now they sort of got a Charles Xavier Magneto thing going on, which is why I want them to play chess, because that would be amazing if, Bruce comes every once in a while. Now that he can, because he's no longer being Batman anymore, to play chess with Magneto. I mean Joker or John. Season 2 is my favorite, mostly because of the amazing openings and the very interesting differences in John and Joker. Honestly, this game is my favorite Telltale game, second to The Wolf Among Us. Good choices. Season 1 for the cast characters, Season 2 for that new mechanic of your relationship with X has changed. I like that too, actually. Evaluating your relationship. Jeez, judgmental game. Yes. Hey, I fall into fantasy. The finale left me kind of mixed. How Joker pretty much turned from vigilante to villain sort of, was kind of disappointing to me, and that was a pain for me. So I think Evan and I are on the same page with that. Also, there was the fact that I tried to help Catwoman be free, but in the end, apparently, I failed. But I did like the final choice. Were you disappointed by the fate of Joker? I'm disappointed that they ended up putting him in Arkham, because I don't think, like I said, Arkham's actually going to help him. But I am very satisfied with the fact that they're still friends and Bruce is still visiting him, which goes to show that they actually are, the friendship is still there. So I'm glad. Did she just wink at us? I don't know. Season 2 is my favorite, mostly because of the amazing openings and very interesting differences. Joker, that Waller eyebrow raise. Given what you've said about the character before, what do you think of Telltale making the Joker more human? I loved that. Totally did. Totally loved that. I just wish that there was a way to save him completely, or at least get him the help that he needs. But it is what it is. 35.1. How does the math divide to 0.1 for that? I don't know. I also love the fact that Telltale brought in a fan of Joker to voice John Joker. I agree with that too. I was even more of a minority on Catwoman. 0.1%? Ooh, what did you do with Catwoman at 0.1%, Perfect Portal? Missed the episode, but here for QA. Oh, cool. I fall in fantasy. Yeah, you guys, this is the part where you can ask me whatever questions you'd like, and I will stick around for as long as you have questions to ask me. And it doesn't have to have anything to do with Batman if you don't want it to. Of course it can, but it can be about anything, really. Dude, I love Avesta. I honestly cannot say that enough. I made a deal for her to join the agency. Fair enough. Oh, interesting. How much gel did Joker put in his hair to get it like that? I don't know, but it's awesome. Probably the whole tube. Most likely multiple tubes. A bucket. Wait, Joker is back in Arkham? I thought Bruce Wayne ordered to shutting down the Arkham Asylum to build a new and improved one last season. That's a very good point, VM Bell. That's a very good point. What's up with that? How many psychopathic criminals and dead instant bodies they need to create before they condemn the place and shut it down Wrecking Ball style? I know, get Miley Cyrus on that right now. Plot twist, what if that's some villain disguising himself as Bruce and manipulating him? Ooh. Do we have a character who can do that? Do we have a character that can basically disguise themselves as other people? In Batman, I mean? It is a very hopeful ending, and it is exclusive to the Vigilante episode, I believe. Well, mad props to Telltale writers for doing that. Mad props. Could be the identity thief or whatever, maybe. There's an identity thief? Oh. Are you familiar with the Irish band Westlife? Isn't Westlife the band that Damien McGinty, one of my favorite characters from Glee, Damien McGinty, the Irish guy who was also in, who played Rory in Glee? Isn't that Westlife, or am I thinking of something completely different? I might be completely different. I don't know how big they were in the States, but over here they're massive superstars. They pretty much ruled the pop scene in the 90s and 2000s. Let me know if I'm totally off with who they are, who I think they are. Do you think they would make season 3? I'd be shocked if they didn't. How's Angel Arts Easter? Angel Arts Easter, we haven't really been... My family doesn't really do anything for Easter nowadays. When I was young, Easter's a really big deal amongst Filipinos. Huge, I mean, majority of people in the Philippines are Catholic. And we take our Easter very seriously. So when I was a kid, there was always some Filipino gathering with tons of Filipino food and tons of Filipino people and friends and family that we would have lunch with after church. But since I've grown older, we don't really do that anymore. So I'm probably just going to spend Easter going to church and then just kind of hang out and chill. Because... So I have something to share with you all. And please pray. And if you don't believe in prayer, send some good vibes or cross your fingers. But we are actually going to be having our first consultation with our surrogate agency on Monday. So I'm taking off work. My husband Colin and I are going to be talking to the agency, and we are hoping that we like what we hear and that will be possible for us to move forward with the process of having children. Oh, finally. So please keep us in your thoughts and or prayers and or good vibes, because this is a huge, most important thing in my life thing for me. And it's been a 3-year long process of trying to get to this point. So any support would be very appreciative. So thank you guys for that. So hopefully the day after Easter will be Easter Monday, will also be very good. As a suggestion, it would be interesting to see you go through a Telltale or any other choice-making game and go through based on your morals and choices 100% just for a change of scenery. That would be nice for a change. I don't know if there would be. I feel like I have done that with other games. But I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if it was necessarily a Telltale game, but I think I've done that with I feel like most of the dating sims I tend to role play that way. But you're right, I don't think I've done that with a Telltale game yet. I know of them, Perfect Portal. They were decently popular in Australia during that time. The Council game. This is the game I mentioned, by the way. It's also episodic. As far as I know, it's only 1 episode. Voice acting isn't the best, but it's cool if you like mysteries. The Council. I will have to take a look at that. Thank you, Conpetokes. When do you stream? At like what time? I'm pretty much stream... for right now, the only games that I stream are the Telltale games because they are short enough that I can get through them in one sitting. It's tough for me to stream longer games because it takes so much more out of me to live stream longer games. So that's why I only really right now I only live stream the Telltale games. So whenever a Telltale game is released, I typically go ahead and live stream it the weekend immediately after it's released. So this one was released on Tuesday and I played on Saturday. It depends. Sometimes I do it on a Saturday, sometimes I do it on the Sunday. Sometimes I'm not available at all the weekend immediately after it's released, and therefore I'll do it as early as possible. Some weekend as early as possible. But yeah, that's currently the only time I actually live stream. But good question, Logan. If they make season 3, I was hoping that Dent comes back and meets Joe. That would be super cool. My ex-girlfriend was from South Korea. She told me that it was Uptown Girl where they first started paying attention to Westlife in that country. On the plus side, people who turned John into the Joker we all know and love are in for a treat, and the execution is There's an execution? Wait, there's an execution? It thinks that Vigilante Joker couldn't be any different. Oh, not like execution as in he got executed. Interesting. All right. Okay. For a moment there, I was like, what? What? Yes, Clayface. Oh, it could be Clayface. You're right. I forgot about Clayface. Or Hush. Westlife had Ronan Keating. I don't think I know them then. Well, maybe seeing the way John is handled in Arkham, it might catalyst Bruce's decision to have the asylum demolished. The game company who put out Heavy Rain is putting out another video game based on androids. Would you be interested in playing? Yes, I love Quantic Dream. Absolutely love Quantic Dream. I'm hoping that my friend Brian is going to let me borrow his PS4 again, because I don't own a PS4. The only reason I've been playing other PS4 games like Until Dawn or Final Fantasy 15 is because I borrowed it from my friend Brian at work. So I'm hoping he will let me borrow it again, because I would like to play Heavy Rain's Detroit game. I forgot what it's called. Something Detroit. But yes, I definitely am planning on playing that and recording for it. Congrats, I'm sure you'll make great parents. Thank you, Kunpetokes. I'm not there yet. We're not there. There's still a ways. There's still a bunch of hurdles that has to be jumped. A lot of hoops and a lot of luck involved before we even get to the point of becoming parents. But thank you. That's why we need some thoughts and prayers and or. Ronan Keating was from Boyzone. I'm agnostic, so I'll pray. Thank you. Yeah, Detroit. Oh, I sincerely hope it goes well. Yay. My bad, I got my boy bands confused. Good luck to both of you. Thank you. Well, he also set up a page to raise funds a while back so people could send money to if they can spare it. Yeah, I mean, I did have a GoFundMe for it because we're still trying really hard to be able to fund this because it's not cheap. I don't like asking people for money, but if you do feel like you are able to and are interested in supporting us in that way, because you can definitely support us in ways that doesn't necessarily require money if that's just something you can't do. But if you do want to support us in that way financially, there is a GoFundMe campaign available that we are doing to help raise money to help fund the surrogacy, because it's not cheap at all. So I don't know if you've seen any trailers for Detroit Become Human, but there was a controversy going around about how in one sequence they include child abuse. Oh my. They did touch on child abuse in Batman Season 1, though, in Batman's Telltale Games Season 1. As a world adults of this, people were outraged and demanded to have it censored, though it's not going to happen. What do you think about this controversy? Sorry if this is a bit too serious. That's a very good question, Evan. See, I don't know how I feel about that, because I feel like child abuse is a thing, and I think it's important to be aware of it. You need to have some awareness of child abuse. And I mean, I think if they handle it in such a way that they respect it, you know, not they portray it in a way that respects it, so that it gives awareness for people, because it's a thing. I don't know if I guess for people who may have been involved in something like that when they were children, it could trigger them if something like that were to appear in a video game. So I think that they should at least put a warning, like a disclaimer. They should put a disclaimer on the game and saying these contain scenes that may include violence, child abuse, that may be unsuitable for certain viewers, and just give you like viewer discretion. I don't know. I feel like that should be enough. I don't know if they need to censor it if they put that warning up so that people are aware that this is the type of content, because I feel like serious things like that, when they're addressed in video games, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, because I think that it helps spread awareness and it helps to I don't think they do it to glorify child abuse. I'd like to believe they're not doing it to glorify child abuse, but I know that it could trigger people. So because of that, I think they just need to be upfront about it in some sort of disclaimer or warning, so that people can choose whether or not this is a game that is right for them. So I think that's my thoughts on that for right now. Did you know that the first Avengers movie is called Avengers Assemble here in the British Isles? I think I knew about that, presumably so it wouldn't be confused with the famous spy TV series from the 60s also called The Avengers. Oh, which was made into a movie in 1998 starring Ralph Fiennes, Voldemort, and Uma Thurma. Oh, okay. I'm Buddhist, not Catholic, but I will pray for you. You and your husband deserve this good luck, AA. Thank you, I fall into fantasy. Thank you. The Council might be a good live streamable game. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Really? I'll think about that. Competocus. Have you got future games you're planning to play? Yes, I do. Yes. So, I just finished A Bird Story last month or 2 months ago. So the sequel to the Moon, Finding Paradise, is next on my list. So that's one big game that's coming up soon. I would really love to finally play the court game people keep telling me about. The courtroom not Ace Ventura. Not Ace Ventura. The court game. You know what I'm talking about. That's something that's on my radar, and can't promise I'm going to be able to, but I am researching right now how I can record myself to play the Persona series. probably not going to start with Persona 2. I might jump to Persona 3 or 4, possibly 5. I don't know yet. I haven't played any of the Persona games. I feel like those games I would love, and I've been wanting to play them for so long, and I'm just trying to research how I would be able to play them, because I don't know if... Are any of the Persona games on PC? If any of the games are on PC, that would make my life so much easier. But if they're not on PC, then I have to be a little bit more clever on how to play them, because recording games on PC is so much easier than recording them on a console of some sort. So let me know what you think of that. Those are the games that I'm looking at currently. And then there's another game, another dating sim game that Hannah recommended to me that I thought would be really good, which is kind of Dragon Age-esque, where you get to pick a class. I think it's a dating sim where you get to pick a class, and it takes place in fantasy world themed, and there's like quests that you can do as if you were an adventurer, but you can also grow relationships with your party members or something along those lines. I thought that would be also super fun. So that's a good question. By the way, Hark, have you ever played The Dark Side Detective? You might like it. I've not. I don't think I've heard of that one. I'll have to look it up. I don't believe in any deity, but I will be throwing all of my positivity and love at both of you. Thank you, Bite Victim. Thank you. I appreciate that. Congratulations, Hark. All the best with everything. Thank you, Milan. Don't congratulate me until we're at like the 3rd trimester or something, because it's one of those things where I will not be like truly... I don't like to count my chickens before they're hatched. So we'll see. Once it happens, you can congratulate me then. Until then, just hope and send some positive vibes that it'll be a reality. Yeah, spies were definitely one of the biggest fads of the 60s. We had The Adventures, Get Smart, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and of course James Bond movies. Secret agents were a given staple of Jerry Anderson's work. Oh, I believe that. With you being a Pikachu fan, I'd love to see you play Detective Pikachu. Yes! Oh yes, I want to play big Detective Pikachu so bad. If it's just one of the checking out type of Let's Plays like others do. Is that already out? Is Detective Pikachu already out? I would love to play that game. That would definitely be up on my list. Will you be playing the Ace Attorney series on your channel? Yes, I think I just talked about that. Not Ace Ventura, Ace Attorney. That's definitely something I'm looking into playing soon, hopefully, because that's been on my list for a long time, and I really, really, really have been wanting to play that and the Persona games. Professor Layton would be cool too. Detroit Become Human, I think. Have you heard of A Way Out? It's a co-op game and is a choice-making game. I think you should play it with somebody on your channel. Ooh, A Way Out. There's a lot of games I need to keep track of. I'm going to be writing all this stuff down, guys, so I can look at them later. The Way Out was so much fun. Played it in one sitting. One game I really want to play is, I think it's called Hidden Agenda. It's a game that was made by the same people who made Until Dawn. And it's the one where you have to play with a bunch of people with their cell phones. The problem is, recording myself... I feel like I have to experience that with a group of people. I feel like that's the kind of game you shouldn't play by yourself. That you should try to play with a full group of people. But it's not a game that you can play... I don't think it's a game you can play online with other people. At least I don't think it is. If there is a way to play with it online and not just with people in the room with you on the phone, I feel like that would be such a fun game for me to Let's Play with other of my other friends, but I don't know how I could do that mechanically at the time being. Take care, Logan. Happy Easter. Hope you enjoyed the stream. What music do you like, AA? Most of the music that I tend to gravitate towards are pop. I'm a huge like pop buff. If it has a really good beat, I'm one of those people who pays more attention to the beat and the tune and the melody and the rhythm than I do the words. And I pay more attention to that than the artists too. Quite often I'll enjoy a song and I have no idea who the artist is. If the song has like a catchy beat or a catchy tune, I will love it and not really have any idea what the song is about. So I'm a big pop music kind of fan. So that's pretty much my go-to personally when it comes to music. I'm very easy to please, I think, when it comes to Danganronpa would be an interesting series for you to tackle. I'm not really sure. I think I heard about it, but I don't remember what it's about. Be hard to find a fitting subreddit, but that seems like it'd be a fitting place to advertise it. Maybe there's some LGBT-focused subreddits that can help spread awareness. That's a good point, Kanpetokes. I think Doctor might be too dark for A's channel. Doctor? Phoenix Wright might be more likely. Oh, Phoenix Wright! Yes. I love the series, but it's still kind of niche only for certain gamers. I agree. Phoenix Wright would be fun to see. Is Phoenix different from Ace? Are those two different games? Oh, maybe Phoenix Wright and Ace are two different games. And if they are two different games, which one should I actually start playing? Like, which one do you think is the better one for me to play? I think I asked you before, well, what is your favorite villains in Telltale Games series? Handsome Jack? Favorite villains? I mean, Joker was a pretty interesting villain in this one. Who else was a good villain? Who else was a good villain in Telltale Games? I mean, those are the ones that pop up in my head. So I'm gonna say Handsome Jack. Hark Defense Attorney. I don't know if it's really specified, but most people would just judge by the content ratings like TRM. That's true. There is one choice that can happen in that sequence. If you choose not to do anything, the child actually dies, but it was an accident, but it can be prevented, and that's why they were outraged. Oh, interesting. If you choose not to do anything, the child actually dies, but it was an accident, but it can be prevented, and that's why they were outraged. The unfortunate thing is that does happen. It's horrible. It's terrible. But it happens. And I don't think we should pretend that it doesn't. I think as long as it's given the proper rating, it's fine to put it in the game. Because, again, it's a horrible, tragic thing that actually does exist. And I think that it's good to have awareness for it. Also, Rakuin and Finding Paradise. Sorry for mentioning it in every stream. Yeah, I think I've heard of Rakuin. Finding Paradise, I think I'm going to pretty much record on my own. Hey, Hark, what do you feel about The Wolf Among Us Season 2? I mean, I love Fables. I was a huge fan of the Fables graphic novels way before The Wolf Among Us was even announced. If you enjoyed The Wolf Among Us, you really, 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 really should read Fables. It's amazing and awesome. If you guys love TV shows like Once Upon a Time, read Fables. It's so good. So good. Ace Attorney with Hark would be great. Persona Hark hype. No, Ni no Kuni would be nice too. I've heard of that one too. What if they made an Avengers Telltale Games? I mean, well, they made Guardians of the Galaxy. I would absolutely love if they made an Avengers Telltale Games. I would definitely play that. I love Marvel. Sadly, Persona is not on PC legally. Last Persona game was PS4 only. I do hope everything goes well on Monday. My prayers go with you. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate that. I heard that there was some new game that was like a combo of Minecraft and Stardew Valley. It looks cutesy though. Not sure how good it is or if it's aimed at a younger audience. Not that that's bad, but yeah. I wonder which game you're talking about. In the TLOU playthrough, I noticed you couldn't get behind The Last of Us. You couldn't get behind Joe's reasoning at the end with Ellie, and overall, it brought down your reasoning and liking of the game. So can I ask, if you don't like main character choices, does it bring down the game for you? No, absolutely not. I liked The Last of Us. I thought it was a very well done game. I thought it was a beautiful game. The voice acting was fantastic, the acting was fantastic, and the drama was fantastic. The last choice didn't bring down the game for me. I thought it was a great game, and I definitely see why it's a lot of people's favorite games of all time, and it's definitely been lauded and gotten a lot of awards, very deservedly so. So no, that didn't spoil my thoughts of the game at all. I think that what Joel did was very, very realistic, and absolutely very realistic. And I don't necessarily fault him for making the choice that he made. I I just feel like they could have given us that choice, but it's not a choice game. But they could have. Yeah, so it didn't bring the game down for me. Apparently Ryan Reynolds is going to be Detective Pikachu in the movie. I think that's hilarious. I really like Ryan Reynolds. Though in the game it's like another deep-voiced guy. Not hating on Telltale's current lineup, but am I the only one who wants to see a Telltale original? That would be interesting! If they did a Telltale original, that would be really interesting. I would be open to that if they made a completely whole new IP. I would suggest the Danganronpa series. I think that's like a fantasy series of some sort. Telltale is actually working on an original IP right now. Ooh, pies. I would definitely want to play that. Would you be interested in playing more video games on Sherlock? I would, but they probably would not be higher priority than, say, Persona or Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney or, you know, any of the games I've listed. So it would probably be lower on the list for me if I did. But I do enjoy Sherlock or mysteries in general. You know something? I miss Roger Jackson. He used to be a regular Telltale voice actor, but aside from additional voices in Minecraft Season 2, we haven't heard from him in their works since The Masked Stranger and the Tales from the Borderlands. Oh, interesting. And or play more thriller mystery games for YouTube. I would play... I like thriller mystery games. I do like thriller mystery games, so they definitely are up my alley, I think. See you, Logan. I don't know why, but the idea of Hark playing Bloodborne just crossed my mind. I feel like I've heard of that one. I wouldn't expect to play through, but I hear Sims is on mobile now. I mean, I probably would prefer just... And it's a lot easier for me to play The Sims on PC. I would like to do another playthrough of Sims 4 once all of the expansions are out and they announce Sims 5. Because the reason why I really enjoy The Sims, and the only reason why I haven't been LPing them, is I feel like if I were to LP them now, then another DLC would come out or another expansion would come out and I would have to replay it again to get that content. So I kind of like what I did with The Sims 3, where I played the game from beginning to end with all of the DLCs and like tried to do samples of each DLCs throughout the whole playthrough. I knew I wouldn't have been able to experience everything from the DLCs in one playthrough, but at least would give me a nice sampling tour of everything as much as I could. So that's my plan for The Sims, because I do love them. Sims is definitely one of my favorites video game series of all time. Ace Attorney is the name of the game. Phoenix Wright is the main character in it. Thank you for clarifying. Phoenix Wright is Ace Attorney. Thank you. Here's a list of games in chronological order. A couple of the spin-offs were never localized, though. The series is called Ace Attorney, but only the first 3 were the Phoenix Wright as a protagonist. Oh. The Stranger and Two-Face are good villains, too. The Crooked Man, The Wolf Among Us, was a good villain. He was. Someone brought up earlier, but L.A. Noire would be cool, too. Oh, I've heard really good things of L.A. Noire. I've read a lot of the Fables comics. It is very good. Thank you. See, Bite Victim says so. But I'd love to see you react to Drama World. It's a K-drama parody, but webisodes, so each episode is short compared to normal dramas. It's pretty amusing, though the concept sounds like glorified fanfic, but still. Okay. I don't know if it's your thing, but Shadow of Colossus was remastered last year, right? I've heard good things about Shadow of Colossus as well. This year, it came out February. Is there any particular franchise, popular or obscure, that you'd like to see made a Telltale game? Doctor Who. I want them so bad to do a Doctor Who Telltale game. I would play the snot out of that. Especially if each episode was a different Doctor. If like one episode was Chris Eccleston's Doctor, another episode was David Tennant's Doctor, another episode was, you know, and so on and so forth. Matt Smith, Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. Oh, I am one of those people, don't get me started, but I'm one of those people who is excited, genuinely excited for Jodie Whittaker to be the next Doctor, because I think it's about time we had a female Doctor. And if you guys disagree with that, I'm sorry. If you do, you're welcome to disagree with that, because there are a lot of people who don't like the idea that the Doctor is a woman for once. And there are a lot of people out there who feel like the entire series is ruined because their Doctor is no longer a white male, you know, person. I wholeheartedly am excited that we're gonna have a female Doctor at long last. Another franchise I think Telltale should do is Harry Potter, and that's just me. I understand why Joel did what he did at the end. What I hated was the game was forcing us to do it. I agree with that too. My friend actually told me the other day about how Mass Effect Andromeda was the worst of the series and didn't really enjoy the game itself. Do you have a different opinion about it? Absolutely. I really enjoyed Mass Effect Andromeda. Do I think that did I like Andromeda more than the original 3 Mass Effect games? No, I didn't enjoy Andromeda more than Mass Effect 1 or 2 or 3, but I didn't hate the game by any stretch of the imagination. I really enjoyed the game. I liked the game a lot. I'm still the people who really don't like the game and really hated it and thought it was horrible. I still to this day don't see it. And I'm glad that I don't see it, because that means I get to have a fond memory of it. I would rather have a fond memory of things than not have fond memory of things, and find something to be fun than not find it fun. So if I am blissfully naive to the reasons why it's such a horrible game, I am perfectly fine by that. In fact, I would prefer that I'm blissfully naive, because I really like that game a lot. And I still don't see why people have so much hate on it. But to each their own. Out of the VAs in Telltale Games, what do you like most out of the series? Do you like David David Fanaroy, Adam Harrington, Travis Willingham, Troy Baker, and Ewan Ryan? I mean, Troy Baker's always been my hands-down favorite video game voice actor. Troy Baker is the Brad Pitt of video game voice actors. He's so talented. He can sing, he can act. You know, he's fantastic. He's all around such a great voice actor. So Troy Baker all the way for me. Probably going to have to go soon. My battery's dying and we're getting ready for the birthday. We'll have fun, Bite. Thank you for hanging out. I'm glad you were able to hang out with us till the very end. Still want a Harry Potter Telltale game. I too. Would you be interested in co-oping Diablo with your friends? Not a really big Diablo fan, necessarily. Well, that's not true. I don't know. Maybe. Diablo is the one that's based on D&D, right? I feel like Diablo is based on D&D. Maybe, but I don't see it being near the top of my list anytime soon, because I have other games that I think are going to be higher priority. And once again, happy birthday to the one concerned. This was an amazing first live stream. I loved it. Oh, thank you, Bite. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. I know you don't like horror games, but the people who create Until Dawn put out a pre-sequel. I saw that too. I saw that. Is that on PC? Oh, no, it's on VR. It's on VR, which means I don't think I can play it. I don't think I could Let's Play something that's on VR, because I don't own anything that's on VR, and even if I did, I don't own anything that would allow me to record VR. So, oh boy, Owlboy looks great, but it looks more platform-focused than story-focused. And that probably wouldn't be as good of a game for me if that's the case. I would love a Doctor Who Telltale's game as well. Thank you, Pies. Do you like dark fantasy games? And if so, would you be interested in playing Darksider video games? I do like dark fantasy. I mean, Dragon Age is a dark fantasy. So, yeah. Most of Telltale Games' recent games are dark. So, and I like fantasy. So, yeah. A Telltale Halo game starring the ODSTs would be interesting. I've never played Halo, never had any interest in playing Halo, but I would play a Halo Telltale game. Definitely. I would play any Telltale game, pretty much. Andromeda was not horrible, but it was kind of meh. For me, it was more than meh. For me, I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I'm glad that I enjoyed it and loved it. But if it was meh to everybody else or worse, perfectly fine. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones who is able to enjoy it, I guess. It'd be great if you could message an Anthony Ingruber on YouTube and do some kind of interview. I would love to do that. I will see. I will try to message him and see if he would be up for that, because I would be so all over interviewing him. Everyone has their own opinions. Everyone is bound to disagree with the majority opinion somewhere. I certainly don't understand why everyone loves Guardians of the Galaxy, but at the same time, I really like Terminator Genesis, even though that got mixed reactions at best. Yeah. Different strokes for different folks. Have you ever considered playing the Fable series on your channel? It's on the PC, though I don't know if all 3 games are on it, and there was a good evil morality in it. Fable always intrigued me, but from what I've been told by other people is that the depth of the choices are not that great. It's like pretty much good or evil, and I feel like gray decisions are a lot more interesting, because otherwise, if it was me, I would just pick all the good. I'll just pick all the good decisions, and that's it. And that might be a really boring experience to only just pick the good decisions. So I feel that Telltale Fable has gotten a lot of mixed reviews over the years, and so while it is a game that I would be curious about playing, I don't know if it would end up being a game that would end up higher in the hierarchy of other games that I would like to play anytime soon. Have you seen Pokemon Generations on YouTube? It was pretty good. I don't remember, actually. I don't remember. I've seen a bunch of Pokemon things on YouTube, but I don't remember if I ever saw Pokemon Generations. Would you be interested in Resident Evil 7? I don't know if I would, because I think Resident Evil 7 is first person, and I'm not a big... I try to avoid first persons when I can. Borderlands, I'm willing to play Borderlands because the people that I'm playing with are a lot of fun, and I enjoyed Tales from the Borderlands. Resident Evil 7, it's a character that I don't know. I don't really have any interest in playing Resident Evil 7, to be quite honest. I was gonna just wait and see if the next Resident Evil is more up my alley, more of my type of game. I don't know if he still has access to his old YouTube. I know that's how he found him. Telltale found him, but maybe he'd be more active on Twitter. Are there any Troy Baker games that you're playing soon? See, I don't know what Troy Baker what other games that I want to play has Troy Baker in them. So I don't know, actually. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know how to answer that. Yeah, Fable hasn't any great choices. By the way, Hark, if you ever play A Way Out, it does require a second person, but only one person has to own a copy. Second player gets to play free, and I recommend it be played with a friend you trust. Oh, I would totally... That definitely I'm going to have to look up, because if it's a game that I can co-op with someone, with a friend that I trust, that would be awesome. I'll have to figure out who I want to play that with. If you like great choices, play The Witcher. People have been asking me to play The Witcher for a very long time, and I've given many reasons as to why I predict, I don't know for sure, why I predict that The Witcher is a game that I wouldn't actually be interested in playing. And short answer of that is, I feel like games in the past that does not have a party, that is not party-based. Let me give an example. Like the one with Adam Jensen. You know what I'm talking about. Ex Machina? So, whatever. The one with Adam Jensen. Long games, long role-playing games where you play a solo character I tend to lose interest in. I tend to not be really motivated in finishing the game. It ends up being almost a chore to me. Now, the story could definitely blow me away. I've heard some really great things about the story of The Witcher, so I could be totally wrong, just like I was totally wrong about me not wanting to play Until Dawn, because I ended up loving Until Dawn. But from what I am predicting, I'm not sure if I would get into The Witcher, but I could be wrong. That's why I'm hesitant about it. I'm not going to say no, I will never play Witcher, but right now that there are other games that I feel that I am more convinced that I will enjoy, so I will play those games. I will prioritize those games first, and that's my honest answer about that. I've explained it a little bit more in depth in the past, but just to give a relatively short answer, that's currently where I'm at with The Witcher. Although I'm sure for most people it's a fantastic, phenomenal game. Well, Troy Baker has done a lot of video game voice work. He was in a couple of Transformer games, for example. Seeing you do cooking served delicious as co-op with some people would be fun to see, though a bit chaotic. Or don't starve together. Ooh, that would be good. If you like great choices, please play Star Wars Knight of the Old Republic games. I played them. That was actually my first. Knights of the Old Republic was one of my favorite games of all time. I could let's play them, but it would not be a blind playthrough. That's not to say that I wouldn't play them, but it wouldn't be blind. So the only LP I watched recently that played the first Witcher, she installed a bunch of mods though to make it better since it's a bit dated. KOTOR is great. I love KOTOR. The first was created by BioWare. Deus Ex. There we go. Deus Ex Machina. Well, Witcher is kind of party-based. Is it, though? Do you actually have a party? Or do you have a partner? Like a single person with you? Is it? Everything I've read about Witcher kind of didn't really, like, adhere to that. But maybe I'm wrong. I could be totally wrong. Uncharted 4 was such a great game. Love the band. See, I want to play the Uncharted series as well. I would really love to play the Uncharted series. I have the first 2, I think. Maybe the first 3 even. But I haven't had a chance gotten around to actually recording for them yet. And yeah, he might come back for more Telltale Games. He has some friends around him. There's Kingdom Come Deliverance, but some people I've seen play said it's buggy. Doesn't seem like it's worth the full price though. $60. This one would be cool. Read-only memories. Clem's VA is in it. I don't know how many other known VAs are in it too. Oh, the other one, the Edith Filch. There's another shorter game called something about Edith Filch that I was looking at possibly playing soon too. Really, most of the stuff I've seen is mostly Geralt on his own, and it was based on the novels. Yeah. Which VA is better, Troy Baker or Travis Willingham? I'm going on Troy Baker, but that's just me. Does Travis sing? If Travis can sing better than Troy Baker, then I might be torn. So you have to let me know if Travis can sing better than Troy. Apparently that new game that's by the same devs as Stardew Valley has officially been named Spellbound. Yes! I want to let's play Spellbound. That is a game I will let's play. Definitely want to play Spellbound. He has some friends with him all throughout the story. Yeah, but they're not like... They don't really like... They don't follow him along in a party, and I can't switch party members and have that party member fight. It's not like in Inquisition, for example. It's not like Inquisition where I can like switch to Cassandra or switch to Varric and like fight with them, which is fun for me because I get to play different types of characters and not the same character over and over and over again. I was able to let that slide a bit with Mass Effect. I probably would have enjoyed Mass Effect more if I could control my squad members, but I get it because of the realism. It was, for that game's not Dragon Age. I understand that game's not Dragon Age, and it's probably better and more immersive. You probably would feel more attached and feel more like Shepard if you just controlled Shepard and only Shepard and not the other squad members. But I still feel like I would have enjoyed being able to switch around party members and actually play other characters. You know, play Garrus or play as Tally and control those characters instead of just controlling Shepard. Those are the games I really enjoy playing as RPGs. But I was able to let it slide for Mass Effect because the Mass Effect series was just that good. Travis is Willingham's voice, Harvey Dent in Batman. Yeah, I am aware, and I like him as a voice actor. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I just prefer Troy Baker. That's the only thing I love about Beyond Good and Evil. You always have a buddy that you can talk to at any time. Ooh, interesting. Travis does sing as Satan in Saints Row. Oh. No, you play only as him, but you have conversations like in Mass Effect. It might be enough, Winterhertz. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not at all saying you're wrong. It might be enough for me. But we'll see. We will see. Saints Row would be hilarious. I've heard about Saints Row. I don't know if I would be able to finish that game, but we'll see. Whew. Alright guys, I am exhausted. I'm very tired. I have to get ready for my birthday party now. Not my birthday, my friend's birthday. So I think I'm going to call it here. But thank you guys so much for watching and following me and supporting everything that I do. Very special thank you to all of you who have stayed until the very end. You did not have to do that. I really appreciate that, and I wish that the viewers list would actually pop up for me so I could actually call out all the people who stayed until the very end, but it looks like it's not loading right now, so I can't do that. So I'm just gonna say I Fall Into Fantasy, Perfect Portal, Campeto Kiss, Pie Studio, Winter Hurts, Milan to Villain, and anyone else who is still online. I'm sorry, I can't bring up the list right now to call out your name. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me till the very end. Oh, here we go. Keiki and Mr. Crow 91 and Shide and Pie Studio and the Colorless King and the Evan Ranger. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully you guys have a wonderful Easter and a wonderful rest of your week. And I will see you at the next live stream. Until then, everybody, love yourselves and love each other. Bye.